It really is.
You remember that ham and egger that came up to us at Mets camp and said, "I don't like when you talk about how terrible the weather is."
Raised his voice at a fan. I caught it late, so I was like,
I don't.
Out of this.
I told him, first of all, I'm going to continue to talk about it. I don't care. And second of all,
it is garbage outside.
There's tarps on
there is tarps on every stadium across the league today.
You want to talk about being a good teammate? And I mean this. I don't think people realize.
Look at this.
Oh my! It's snowing.
It's snowing in Wrigley.
It's
Lauren
snowing.
Shahadi was doing a double dip last night on TBS.
Till 2 a.m.
Till 2 a.m. It is teeming rain outside. She got on a... the airline will remain nameless.
But they don't care.
You were hanging
Robert.
on to the wing.
Tell him, Robert.
And you landed in LaGuardia
This
10
particular
minutes ago.
airline...
It's disgusting.
This particular airline that she flew...
It rhymes with...
It rhymes with schmerit. They will take off whether you're standing up in the bathroom, getting on the plane.
I'm serious, Robert, you're so spot on. We were landing. We were 40 seconds from touching down.
They don't care.
And the lady's like, sir, you can't go to the bathroom.
It's unreal. It really is. Like, we learned a lot of things in kindergarten that people just choose not to.
Like how to stand in line?
Oh, it's a...
when people
I
cut
let
me
them know.
in a line,
When people,
I see stars.
When people try to, like,
and a man
pretend like they don't know that they're cutting in
act
line,
like you don't see
like they
them.
were
I'm
part of
impossible.
some
do
sort
it,
of...
Robert, yeah.
They got caught up in a sea of people, and they don't... I have no control.
You got to call their bluff.
How did I get here? What? Is this the line? Yeah, it's the line, and it ends way back there.
I know.
So get out.
I call their bluff every time. Everyone gets balked. You know, balk. You try and make the pitcher balk. Make humanity balk a little bit from time to time.
Byron Buxton was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's a sweetheart. So why, pray tell, would the sausage race try and take him down?
Oh, come on. We don't need any kind of freakish...
Just like I'm grinding out at bats in the show. I got to deal with this nonsense?
Hold on. I was watching this last night. You want to endear yourself to your teammates? Alex Bregman. I don't know if people know the official scoring on something like this, but this is a ground-out jam job to third that Jose Altuve is like, you know what? Let me kick that and give my boy a knock. Inning's going to end anyway. People helping people. Watch it. Alex Bregman's going to hit 300 this year when he should have hit 299 because of his...
And we're going to play that back.
Good buddy, Jose Altuve.
Hey, to the bank. On Tuesday, where it was rainy and cold, they were debating on canceling it, and Bryce Harper said, you know what? Don't. I got it.
We got to get into it.
This was the first of...
The Eagles and Bengals should be playing in this weather, not the Reds and Philly.
And Bryce said he felt really good, just hadn't connected until last night. It was his first hit of the season. More where that came from the very first pitch he saw, bottom of the fourth. Yes, please, a slider. Got it. On a rope. A solo shot worth another look. Reaches 1,000 career runs, and the Phillies lead it 2-1. Now, he remembers when he hit 3 home runs against the Marlins. It was back in 2015. Of course he does. He remembers everything. Was he going to do it again? Bases loaded. Do it! Are you kidding me? Bottom of the 7. He's the chosen one. Sports Illustrated said so. Brandon Marsh in the bottom of the 8th. For good measure, the Reds trying to make a comeback, but to no avail. A solo home run for him. And the Phillies win it 9-4. They will try and play again today. They move the game up to 4:05. Here's Harper on his epic night.
First of all, I thought Spence threw the ball really well. I thought as a team, you know, we collectively had pretty good bats, and you know, just trying to.
We love you, baby. Just a little. We love you.
Still cold. Just trying to go up there and get on stuff early and get some runs up there on the board for Spence was huge for us. And like you guys said, we didn't know if we were going to play tonight, but you know, good win right there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I gotta thank all the guys that you know, hit me in, right? Yeah. 1,000 runs, pretty cool. And you know, got a long ways to go in my career, and hopefully 1,000 more.
I think what a player. I think the make of a superstar is when your team needs you in any capacity. It was rainy, it was cold. They didn't know if they were going to be there. They probably didn't want to be there. And he shows up. That's Bryce Harper.
Lauren, I could
Star
sit here
power.
and do a show on stories from 2012, getting a chance to play with this guy at 19 years old, the things he said to me, and now they're all coming to fruition. But what I remember the most, first day of spring training, myself, Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, and Davey Johnson put this 19-year-old in our hitting group. They blow the air horn. We're going to start hitting BP for the first day in spring. They're like, Bryce, get in the box, and the BP guy goes, 2 bunts, get the bunts down. He goes, bunt, bunt. They go hit and run. He goes, hit and run? Okay. 19, double toe tap, and then proceeds to hit balls 700 feet pull side for the entire round. Myself, Jason Worth, we're looking at each other just cracking up because he was different. I'm telling you. And to see him kind of become one of the faces of baseball is pretty unbelievable. And I don't think people realize what he went through. 2022, a little nicked up. 2023, he had Tommy John surgery, and he wasn't supposed to come back till mid-season. He rushes back in May, switches to first base, has kind of like an iffy season power-wise, and what happens? Every time his team needs him, let's get into it. In the postseason, he has been an absolute beast, and he is one of the best players in the game. And that's what I want to go back to. Look up 2022, what he did, NLCS MVP. One of the more iconic moments in the last 10 years, that homer off Robert Suarez. How about last year in the postseason? Just ripping 5 more homers between the Division Series and the NLCS. Looking at Orlando Arcia. Pause this. Bring up the OPS leaderboard for me. I mean, this is who he's with. OPS plus leader since the start of 2020. Aaron Judge, arguably the best hitter in baseball. Juan Soto, Trout, Alvarez, Harper, Freddie. These are the best players in the game. That's what it looks like. And he started 0 for 11 this year. But if you've watched his at-bats, they have not been bad. And he's kind of starting to stack ABs on top of each other, and you knew he was about to break out. I want to take you back a day before against Andrew Abbott, tough little lefty. And I just want to walk you through his first AB and show you how he's on a lot of things. He just can't square anything up. Run this real quick. This was 2 nights ago. Slider, painted away. Heater, painted away. He's 0-2. There's nothing you can do. Now, he just missed that. He just missed hitting that 500 feet. He just missed crushing that. He is on time. He is not cheating to anything. He looks good in the box. It's just executing great pitches from Andrew Abbott. So, pause this. I'm telling myself, Bryce is going into this game sitting middle. He knows he's on time. He knows he's 0 for 11. But I think he also goes to the plate with some confidence. Against Graham Ashcraft, first AB, run this. All right, I'm a little out in front right there. Stay back. I'm a little out in front right there. Stay back. He gets to 1-2. What do all the great hitters do? Pause it. Bring up the reveal. No, run this back real quick. I'm sorry. Get back into the tape. Let it run. Boom. What do all the great hitters do? When they're scuffling just a little bit in their mind, they tell themselves to stay. Pause that. Run that back for me and pause it on there. All the way. Right there. Leave it. What do the great hitters do? They tell themselves they want to stay inside the ball and drive something up the middle the other way, to recalibrate the heater and to tell themselves, I am behind something with power. Get on a fastball in that outer half window and drive something dead center. Run this. First AB. 1-2, oops, there it is. 97 middle away, and now we go. If I can do that, I can get to anything else. I know my bat path is proper. I know I'm on time. Crushed. Up the middle the other way in a raw night in Philadelphia. So now he's feeling sexy. Oh, get me over. That gets destroyed. And now it's on, right? Ultimate confidence, one of the best hitters in the game. Tough matchup. Brent Suter, this is why this man's in the big leagues, to get these guys out. He presents a massive problem for him. Faced him Monday night. Heater, middle of the plate, and he popped it up. Why does he present such a tough matchup? Once he comes set, I want you to pause it. Pause. He is borderline standing behind him. He is all the way over to the first base side of the mound. He is presenting like he is standing behind Bryce Harper. So take away this stuff. Doesn't matter he sits 85, 87. It doesn't have to be crazy stuff as long as it's located. Located being the key word. Keep going. 2-0. Harp's on that. 88. You're not getting inside with 88. Get back out there. 3-1. Now you got to come see me. Don't bring that up just a smidge more.
Oh, boy.
Good Lord.
Mommy.
Just a special player. He has these like iconic moments. Run that back for me one time and I'll get out, Rich. Watch his quad, please. Ripple through these pants. Run this. You think Sean Casey talks about hitting against a brake. Watch his quad right there.
Yep. It's the stuff dreams are made of right there.
It really is. The ball is getting in the way of a good swing. He's not hitting to it, he's hitting through it.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, also shout out to Spencer Turnbull, who was very good on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's in the rotation because Taijuan Walker has been dealing with a sore shoulder towards the end of spring training. So good effort by him. And the reliever Pinto appeared in a big league game for the first time since 2019. Drove up from Rochester.
How about that?
An 8-hour drive, and then gets into the game. He arrived late, and they threw him on the mound, and he gets the save. So
he said, "Hey, Skip, got to go to the bullpen."
Yeah, unbelievable. Wow, special night for the Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah. Okay, now to our top story. Blue Jays, Astros.
Just get through it.
Jose Altuve in the bottom of the fourth off Jose Barrios, who pitched pretty well. Astros take a 1-0 lead. Altuve off to a 360 average, got an OPS over 1,100. Meantime, Framber Valdez, remember the career-high tying 6 walks against the Yankees in the season opener? Much better last night. 13 ground ball outs, 7 2/3, 5 strikeouts, and Dero, more importantly, no walks. No walks for Framber Valdez. However, they couldn't extend. They couldn't add that lead. So we go to the ninth. It's still 1-0. Josh Hader on for his first save opportunity, facing Davis Schneider for the first time.
Magnum PI.
Great comp. And for Schneider, it's a go-ahead homer. The Blue Jays' first 9th inning or later go-ahead homer since Marcus Semien back in 2021. Chad Green closes it out. The Astros 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Alvarez, Bregman, Abreu all hitting below 200. Blue Jays win 2-1. The Astros are 1-5 at home. Here's Davis Schneider.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't throw me a fastball. I mean, fastballs up are kind of my kryptonite, but he just hung a slider in there. I was trying to keep calm the whole time just because if I try to get big, that's where I'm going to swing underneath and kind of miss it. But, I stayed calm and just saw that slider up and just hit it. No, Chaz was kind of slowing up a little bit. I hit it as best as I could. If he caught it, I was like, oh my, that sucks. But I saw it hit the wall, and then, I was just too excited to show my emotions around the bases.
Up next, we go to the desert. The Yankees were coming in hot, and Arizona playing well to start the season. What's your name? Blaze Alexander.
Blaze.
Bottom of the first, third cutter he saw. RBI single to center field. Tell Marte scores.
And my conciliere, Michel.
Eugenio Suarez got a bunch of pitches inside, not much to hit until that one RBI single to center. Alexander scores, and the Diamondbacks lead 2-0. Gabriel Moreno, he's going to be a star.
This is the second straight start where Nestor Cortez had trouble in the first inning.
Yeah.
Was able to settle down a little bit, but the first inning, got it.
And then there's this dude, completely shut down the Yankees. Zach Gallen. He says it's not about how he pitches before his start. It's how he's able to adjust in game. And he was masterful. Struck out 6 over 6 innings, 0 runs. And watch this from our guy.
Yeah.
Are you
Give it to him.
Yes. I better see the finger guns.
Oh my
I better see the finger guns. If I don't see it,
yeah.
Okay, we're going to
back in edit is
okay. Who do I have to talk to?
Your desk.
Oh, it's raining and we're feisty.
Who do I have to talk to? It's mandatory that we get the.
Zach Gallen walked 2 in the first inning. This is just, and we saw it last year in the wild card round. he's able to compartmentalize. He's able to just put it away. He's unflappable.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat on the mound because he's like your thinking man's pitcher with elite stuff.
Ooh.
And you were listening to Anthony Rizzo on the drive-in talking about how he was tunneling his breaking stuff. He has a feel for all his pitches. He just didn't leave anything over the heart of the plate. And he's pretty nasty. I think the D-backs, listen, they're a very scary team because they gained a lot of confidence. I'm being in the clubhouse for 15 years. For them to go into Philadelphia last year and win games 6 and 7 to advance to the World Series when the entire world, no one except the people in that building and their families believed they could pull that off.
They do play with an edge.
They have an edge about them. There's a confidence about them. Their lineup's deep. They pitch the baseball. Their starters, Merrill Kelly, you see it in their eyes. Mm-hmm. The Fotts of the worlds, the Merrill Kellys, they've pitched on the biggest stages and had success.
Yeah. And Eduardo Rodriguez and Jordan Montgomery.
By the way,
yeah.
What did Torey Lovello say? He said, we didn't go cross country. We're not going there to get our butts kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did not.
The NL West is going to be a bear all season. I'm telling you, the Giants are going to pitch. The Diamondbacks are going to give you everything. The Dodgers are a joke. The Padres are better. Colorado is going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of going through it right now. Yankees D-backs will continue their series a little bit later this afternoon. Merrill Kelly against Carlos Rodon. That is your pitching matchup in the desert. Okay, we're just getting started on this edition of MLB Central. Michelle gave me a lot of guidance and effort. We came together as a group,
Michelle
honestly.
said I had oily eyelids.
That
you do.
means you're not going to get Rangers.
Rangers, Rays. Here we go. Wyatt Langford robbed by Ahmed Rosario. Ahmed Rosario didn't play any innings in the outfield last year.
Adds value.
Bottom of the third.
Hey.
Yandy Diaz in an 0-for-11 funk brings in a run, 1-0 Tampa Bay. Couple men on for Randy Arozarena. That'll squirt through. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Still not out of the inning. 2 on for Isaac Paredes.
Let me guess. Full homer.
Orale.
There it is.
His second of the season. Zach Eflin really gave the Rays a great outing. 6 1/3, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
He reset them?
Yeah, he reset them. He's
Kevin Cash mentioned that after the game. All right, let's go to Baltimore for the Royals and the O's. These O's ain't royal.
Hey, Baltimore, it's time to call Jackson Holiday up.
Yeah, he's hitting like 900 with 40 bombs already.
It's over.
Nick Lofton gives the Kansas City Royals an early 1-0 lead. Next batter, Michael Garcia.
Hey, did you see the interesting article in MLB.com talking to execs about who's the next breakout star?
No.
Michael Garcia
Really?
got votes. Vinny
Interesting.
Pasquatch got a couple.
Ooh, I like that. And I like Colton Cowser, part of that great young core. That's down the line. Orioles are on the board, cut the lead to 3-1. But Alec Marsh was the story. He's a converted reliever. He's from Wisconsin. He said he felt better, felt good pitching in these raw conditions because he's from Wisconsin. You should come pitch here today.
Welcome to New York. It's been
He
waiting.
won a career-high 7 innings. Royals get the win 4-1. Rockies, Cubs. Boy, the Cubs opened up a can on the Rockies. Pop the Suzuki. Pop the Suzuki.
Yeah, he's getting comfortable.
Yeah, Seiya Suzuki gives the Cubs a 2-0 lead. Then Nicky 2 strikes. Nick Madrigal in the next inning makes it 3-0. Now to the third, Christopher Morel. All this dude does is hit. I mean, just hit after hit. That's a solo homer, his second of the year.
They got a nice little thing worked out. He plays third, starts, gives them the lead. Then they bring in Nicky Madrigal to play some D.
Cubs fans chanting, Cody, Cody. And he responded with a 2-run homer, his first of the season. Cubs go on to roll 12-2 over the Colorado Rockies. Giants, Dodgers. That's our showcase game tonight.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, Mookie Betts, solo home run. He has 15 career hits. That's his 5th home run of the season.
He's leading the league in everything. He came up and it just said first.
Across the
It was crazy.
He's unbelievable. Dodgers tie the game at 2. Home half of the 4th, Gavin Lux.
That's it about the Dodgers.
Get to the chopper.
You don't just have to worry about 1 through 3. You got to worry about Gavin.
It's a base knock.
And the Giants
Dodgers
put
up
together
3-2.
Great at
PK.
bats in this game.
He brings home
Logan
2
Webb
more.
didn't have it.
Logan Webb out after 3 2/3, gave up 5 earned, and the Dodgers' big blue train keeps rolling. 5-4 over the Giants. Remember, these two teams back at it at Dodger Stadium right here on the network for most of you. Guardians, Angels, Will Brennan.
Will
Myers. Mitch Haniger, a little trouble out there. Jose Ramirez going to take advantage. He's a great base runner, man. Guardians up 1-0. And then next batter, Bo Naylor. Ooh, mommy. Off Luis Castillo. And the Guardians have a 3-0 lead.
Can't make funny faces and say funny stuff now.
Well, you should. You should. It would make me feel better. Shane Bieber. Second consecutive outing, D-Row, where he
didn't have his big velo, the uptick in his velo of his first start, but
struck out 9.
He looked awesome.
Struck out 9. Guardians win again, 5-2 in Seattle.
Not all about that.
All right, Braves, White Sox. Every player was wearing a parka in this one. Garrett Crochet was providing the heat, however. 2 hits, 7 strikeouts through 6 solid innings. But Marcell Ozuna gets him here. Ties the game at 1.
That's the only way you're getting to him. If he just wrinkles something over the heart of the plate.
A.J. Minter on and release, facing Paul DeYoung. That's out of here. White Sox take a 2-1 lead. The White Sox came in looking for their first win of the season. So Garrett Crochet is a converted reliever, and Michael Kopech is a converted starter turned reliever. It was turned on its head.
Finkel is Einhorn.
I know. Einhorn is Finkel. Marcell Ozuna cut the lead to 1, but then Travis d'Arnaud
Einhorn is a man.
flies out to end it. For Michael Kopech, that's his first career save. White Sox get their first win, 3-2.
I was reading that piece on Garrett Crochet on MLB.com, and his organization was saying, and I wrote it down so I didn't mess it up, he's always had the stuff. He was fast-tracked to the big leagues and went from reliever to starter, and now they just have to try and manage it, which I would imagine is difficult for them and for him to kind of adjust to all of it.
Yesterday, watching him, just first off, some of these games being played in these tough conditions, advantage pitcher to the nth degree, especially when you have elite power stuff. Ooh. You can pretty much just go get it. Half the team is dressed like Nanook of the North. I mean, no one wants to be in the box. You're getting blown up left and right. But this has been an awesome.
I mean, Matt Olson was wearing a North Face jacket.
I'm gonna show you a little bit because we're gonna get into this.
Come on, what are we doing? Put a roof on it.
Come on, let's get into the tape with Garrett Crochet right here, can we? All right, take a look at this. I want to break him down a little bit. Converted, like you said, drafted as a reliever. They did the same thing with Chris Sale. They got him to the big leagues as quick as possible. They took him out of the bullpen, and then they slow converted him to a starter. Chris Getz knows what he's doing right here. He trades Dylan Cease away, and he looking for that number 1. If you watched opening day, Crochet, he decimated the Tigers with a lot of breaking stuff. But he was elevating the heater to the Atlanta Braves yesterday. This is a big time. Watch this at bat. I mean, he just takes him apart.
That's Ronald Acuna.
98 at the top of the zone, 98 at the top of the zone, and now I'm going to spin something off the same tunnel, and he has got no answer for it. Adam Duvall, you get in the box. We're going to elevate heaters to you as well. Little get me over backdoor 96. Look like a little cutter almost. 97 four-seam top of the zone. 97 inside heater, break something off, and now go right back to the top of the zone. You're hanging on for dear life if you're Adam Duvall in this situation. And there it is. So pause this. Bring up the heat maps for me, can you? So take a look. 20-23, he was kind of your prototypical coming out of the bullpen. I'm going to let it eat, middle of the zone, kind of leaking out over the plate to a right-handed hitter. 2024, the early parts, his fastball has been elevated at the top of the zone and in. It's been an early theme for a lot of these lefties, the ability to get inside on right-handers to free up kind of whatever they want. But when you pitch at 98 miles an hour, you can make good big league hitters look really bad. If we get back into the tape, there was a couple swings. I mean, that is a get-off-me ball. 97 on the fists of Ozzie Albies, who's already got 2 homers. How about jam sandwich to Austin Riley there in the fourth. 98. No lefty has a chance. Michael Harris, he doesn't even have to bring out his good stuff right now. It's a little cutter at 92. Throw that again. 94 at the top of the zone. Get right back outside with that cutter. Yeah. 3 pitches, and it's over. And then Ronald Acuna see.
It's a mannequin.
Is that a candy necklace?
It's a mannequin.
That's what I asked. Is that a candy necklace?
It is. Remember those?
We talk about extension, velocity, stuff. Bring up the last board because Garrett Crochet, pitch velo. Take a look. Ranks, left-handed starters. He's first. Spin rate, he's first. Perceived velocity, second. Max velo, he's first. So we talk about some of the best stuff in the game for starting pitching. Wow. Garrett Crochet, you want to catch him August. 100 degrees, maybe you have a shot. Yesterday, that was unfair. And Ronaldo Lopez threw the heck out of the ball, too, for the Atlantic.
Crochet's 16 strikeouts are the most in a pitcher's first 2 career starts in White Sox history.
Is that a candy necklace?
Remember when you have to like...
Let's see if we can get media relations on the horn and, answer the tough questions that people want to know. Maybe JP will know. Who knows? JP Derosa is joining the show. When we come back.
Tell the story, my friend, of Jung-Hoo Lee. We talked about this in the offseason. We all had expectations for him, JP. How has he met them? And good morning. Good early morning to you.
Lauren, good morning. Yes, Jung-Hoo Lee, I believe in many ways, and talking to people around the Giants, has actually exceeded the high expectations early on this season. And I go back to last night's game. He was actually 0 for 4 entering his final plate appearance against Evan Phillips, the Dodgers' dominant closer, and he finds a way to have a line shot single in the 9th inning and get the tying run on base for the Giants. It's the little things like that that show how quickly he's adapting to the Major League game. I also think you look at his defensive play, the Giants have also been very impressed with him in that regard. Bob Melvin spoke with us yesterday. He really enjoys managing Jung-Hoo Lee because he's a very fundamentally strong baseball player, and there is a really good skill set there. There is some power there. Of course, we saw the home run he hit over the weekend in San Diego with his father, Jung Bom Lee, the Korean baseball legend, in the stands. And actually, Lauren, I got to tell you this. You know how much I love the international game. I had a chance to meet Jung-Hoo's parents yesterday, too. What amazing people. And then we talked a bit about baseball. I wanted to talk about his career. Of course, Jung Bom Lee himself was a KBO MVP, and then Jung-Hoo Lee becomes a KBO MVP. And Jung Bom Lee, in so many ways, was one of the early stars of KBO back in the 1990s, only in the second decade of professional baseball in Korea. So this is Korean baseball royalty we're talking about. That's why when I was talking with people in Korea, why you saw so many Giants hats there on the subway as I was riding around in Seoul a couple weeks ago. Yeah, the Dodgers and Padres were there, but I was seeing Giants hats because Jung-Hoo Lee is in many ways the most popular Korean baseball player.
Oh, wow. Giants and Dodgers is our showcase game tonight, JP. And the Giants dealt with an opener last night, pushing Tyler Glasnow back. And I heard Dave Roberts say, an extra day's rest. And I thought to myself when I heard it, it's early for that. No, what's his reasoning? What's his goal?
Well, Lauren, that's a very interesting question because this is not just a one-time deal for the Dodgers to get everybody one additional day of rest. I think this is going to become a normal situation for the Dodgers early on this season, at the very least, where if you want to call it a modified six-man rotation, that's probably what it's going to be, because when you start to go down this Dodger rotation and ask yourself, Glasnow, he has not been a 200-inning type pitcher in his career, so you want to give him a little bit of extra rest. James Paxton has had some injury issues in his past. Give him some extra rest. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, give him some extra rest because, of course, in his situation, he's coming over from NPB where he has been having 5 days of rest. Bobby Miller is still a young arm, as is Gavin Stone. So when you look at it, Lauren, there's a reason for all 5 of the guys in the rotation right now to have an additional day of rest. And so I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to see, like yesterday, a Ryan Brazier being an opener. You may see Ryan Yarbrough giving him some modified longer, but not maybe quite a 5 or 6 inning start, but sort of like an opener type start for Yarbrough. He was the bulk guy last night. But Lauren, this is going to become a normal thing for the Dodgers, and it's worth watching to see as the year goes along. Once Walker Buehler is back, once Clayton Kershaw is back, how do they handle all of this pitching? It's a valid question, and I suspect, Lauren, this is not the last time on the show this year that we'll be talking about the rotation and how they're utilizing the need for rest with a very talented group.
And it is a problem they are willing to have. J-Mac, our amazingly creative producer, said from the restless to the young, a transition I'm not smart enough to think about, but Josh Young is our next topic because when he got hit in that wrist, we just thought, darn it, that stinks. How do you fill the void, JP? What's the answer to that?
It has become, as J-Mac may be leading us to, a bit of an injury soap opera for the Rangers early on this season. Yes, I appreciate it. So the Rangers have called up Justin Foscue, one of their very top prospects, their 5th prospect in the organization. He will come back and probably get some starts over at third base as they try to make up for the absence of Josh Young. Now, the 2nd straight year that Young has had an injury issue. And Foscue, the thing about Foscue to watch, look at his minor league track record. He's someone that has walked more than he has struck out. How about that, Dero? It's not a lost art, my friend. He's able to get on base a lot, very, very few strikeouts. And for a Rangers team that's still sort of finding their way a bit, remember, Nathaniel Lowe is also on the IL to begin the year. Evan Carter off to a slow start. He's batting 3rd right now. So you've got Carter batting 3rd. You've got Wyatt Langford batting 5th. And now you may see in many cases Foscue joining the lineup. It's 3 really young hitters coming in to the team on a consistent basis. So it'll be interesting to see. Of course, they do have Ezekiel Duran, one of my favorite players to talk about because of how diverse his skill set is, how he can really jump around the diamond and have different positions for you. So I think in general, the Rangers having to get maybe a creative early on this season, but Foscue, Dero, more walks than strikeouts. You got to love a guy like that.
He's out. I think he's eating in the cafeteria.
Okay.
You need to go eat. You're in Los Angeles. Enough with the work. Go to the griddle, have some fluffy pancakes, and live a little. What say you? Will you do that for me?
Lauren, I love the breakfast in L.A. You got to go to John O'Groats there on Pico Boulevard.
Okay.
Great spot.
Got it. JP Morosi, appreciate it. On the inside corner, we will see you on our showcase game tonight. Robert, take it away. The Goodland, where the Brewers, gentlemen, are undefeated. And while their staff, as their manager says, is a work in progress, it's Christian Yelich. It was Jackson Chourio, that guy, by the way. It's a nice start from Milwaukee.
And Pat Murphy bats him 9th, kind of just settling
20
in,
years old.
like a second leadoff. Their lineup spark, it's got a lot of, like, oomph and vinegar in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if Christian Yelich is going to hit the way he's capable of, he's got 2 quick homers. He went deep yesterday. Just to watch him kind of settle everyone down, he seems to be reinvigorated with the youth. The Sal Frelick showing up, the Jackson Chourios of the world, Bryce Terang. So they're going to hit in their lineup. They're going to play D. It's how you piece the starters together early.
Since 2018, the Brewers have the 3rd most wins in the National League. I didn't realize
William
that.
Contreras is really good. They got
really
some
good.
tough ABs in that lineup.
Yeah.
They're a nice team.
We were with the Marlins, Dero, for spring training, and we were there when they were kind of going through some pitching injuries in their rotation. And it sounds counterintuitive, but I really wondered how those injuries would affect their offense, because their offense, not a lot of room for error. They've yet to win a game this year, and they're not. It's going to be tough.
There's an article on MLB.com talking about their starters walking a few too many people, not hitting with runners in scoring position.
Luis Arraez is
not hitting the ball in
208.
the air. Listen, do we think Luis Arraez is going to battle 400 every year? That's unfair to him. Do I think he's going to battle for the batting title when the dust settles? 100%. So he's going to be all right. But where is the lineup? Jake Berger's gotten off to a nice start. Jazz Chisholm's hit a grand slam, and it's really been it offensively. No one else is really doing anything from an offensive standpoint. So, tough start. The thing I worry about with the Marlins, they don't have depth.
Yeah.
They don't have minor league position player depth. So, it's almost like Peter Bendis is going to come in. I know they went to the postseason, but it's almost like a soft reset on trying to build a foundation here.
Well, it's a shame because they had a lot of momentum. at the end of
Well,
the season.
Sandy covered up a lot,
Yeah.
right? They don't have him the whole year. Yuri Perez, one of the top prospects in the game. They don't have him.
Marlins are 0-6. Meanwhile, the Dodgers 6-2, and Mookie Betts is insane. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. It's been a week. Was it you who said, I love this? You said it's almost like he's bored and has to create new challenges.
I really think he does in his own brain. I don't think there's anything he can't do. I think he loves the challenge. I'm blown away. If you've been around Mookie, and this is not a knock on him, he walks in the room, he is not a big man. This is a very slight, athlete. The pop he generates and the ability to do all these superhuman things out on the field. I mean, he leads. He got up to hit after his 5th home run, and the ticker, he was number 1 in every category offensively. And oh, by the way, he switched to shortstop. I know he's played 2 games over at second base, but taking your mind to those places is something very few people, I can't even imagine.
That's our showcase game tonight in Los Angeles. And of course, Mookie Betts is on pace for 101 home runs.
He's such an entertainer. I'm always blown away with guys who are so comfortable being in the arena. It took me a while to get there. He's blowing kisses to people in the stands. He's talking shop on deck. This is you all paid to see me.
This is his moment.
Do my thing.
Let me shine.
Yeah.
He was asked if he liked short yesterday. He's like, yeah, I like it. Simple.
Yeah,
No big
everything's
deal.
going great. This show's been going great, and it's going to continue to go great because we got a whole brand new hour just right around the corner when we come back.
MLB Central presented by Hyundai. Al Leiter making us more caffeinated and more.
With or without aluminum?
That's weird because I wear Secret.
Wait, time out. You weren't the Greek.
Why am I not surprised?
I've got a whole thing.
Go.
Half the time I just wear lemon because I'm trying to be natural. Half the time I feel like I need,
You
it's
squeeze
a long
lemon?
day.
Put fruit on your
Lemon.
armpits?
Oh, my God.
Half the
Guys.
time I use
Guys.
degree for
Guys.
men. Why are we having this conversation?
I
Pablo
know.
Lopez is here.
That's
talking
no.
about
Let's-
Let's not keep our esteemed guest waiting.
Yes.
He's one of our favorites.
deodorant
Pablo
does-
Lopez
Pablo.
of the Minnesota Twins joining us from Ballpark Cam in Milwaukee, where the Twins and Brewers continue their series. Interesting pitching matchup here. Chris Paddock on the bump for the Minnesota Twins, and Joe Ross, who is making his first big league appearance since 2021. He gets the start for the Brewers. But Pablo Lopez is, of course, here, and he joins us now via Ballpark Cam. Ask him what?
What kind of deodorant he wears?
Pablo, what kind of deodorant for you, my man?
I go with the usual Old Spice. We can find it in every single locker room around the big league.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Pretty
That's what
easy
you want to
choice.
see. Old Spice,
That's
just
old school.
keep it simple, and you know it's going to work. Hey, you were doing your work on opening day against the Kansas City Royals. I read after the game where you said, you give up the early home run, and that your catcher, Ryan Jeffers, played a big part in getting you back, that he gave you some mental cues. What can you tell us about that and how that helps you?
Yeah, no, obviously, I feel like the pitcher-catcher relationship is one of the most important ones, like in baseball. Like, they get to catch our bullpens, they get to play catch with us, they get to really, see you from a whole different perspective. So just the way that he knows, how I work, the things that I need to see from him, the things that I need to be told sometimes, just really what gets me, gets me back on track. He just, after I give up the hammer, I get the ball back, I just stare at him, and he just gives me one of these, just take a deep breath and you and me right here, right now. So those are the kind of things that I know is just I'm back on the mound, take it one pitch at a time, and solo homers, as much as they're not ideal, you never want to give them up. You get to start, no one on base,
Right.
next batter starts 0-0, so you just go back at it.
Hey, Pablo, jumping off that, obviously opening day starter last year in the postseason, you have made this ascension from the Marlins to now, I believe that you are a true number 1. In your mind, does it change? And Al, you could probably answer this as well. Does it change kind of how you think or how you're perceived in the game when you step on the mound?
I think so, man. And it gives you this tremendous amount of confidence. If so many people believe it, then you have to start believing it yourself. So like it allows me to be on the mound, projecting myself with more confidence. Keeping myself with more composure, and it's just like showing that when I'm on that mound, I'm trying to set the rhythm, I'm trying to set the tempo of the game. There's no action until I throw the baseball. So like I have to make sure that I let everyone know that everything is on my time and on my tempo. Like if I believe that myself, I know that every pitch is going to have more confidence, it's going to have more conviction, and like I'm getting in that mentality, in that mindset that I'm going to attack the zone with conviction, and like a good result's going to happen.
I was thinking October, Pablo, as well, because watching you last postseason was a complete joy. And Dero always says this: once you get a taste of the postseason, that's all you can think about it. And you had it at the highest level. When you look back on that, what do you take from that? What is the vivid memory for you?
No, like you say, you want to replicate that feeling. You want to experience it again. You get a taste of it. And unfortunately, it was cut short for us. So we showed up to camp this year wanting to, make that happen again. But how can we extend it for an extra 3 or 4 weeks, because that would mean that we would be the last team standing. But, I feel like being in that situation where every single pitch matters, any pitch can change the outcome of the game, that just made me think about being even more competitive than I'm usually on the mound. Like if I have this plan, I need to make sure that I execute it, and then like not force things, like letting your abilities take over. I feel like that's usually the best neurological way to look at it. Like if you let your abilities take over instead of like giving yourself instructions on the mound, just like trust yourself, let the flow of things allow you to do the rest.
Boy, I love what you're saying, Pablo, because you're at one of the ground zeros for analytics, right? The sabermetric community that the Twins have done a great job. And what you're saying is not very analytical. It's based on your mindset, confidence, conviction, all great words. But here, I want to take it back a little bit and get in the weeds because, I loved your changeup. I loved your stuff. I agree with Dero. You're a front-end guy in all of baseball, maybe Cy Young. But you got to the Twins. I always marveled at guys with plus fastballs with great changeups, and you had that. Pete Mackey comes in as a pitching coach and sat you down and said, look, you have stuff that goes into a righty. You got a changeup right on right. You really don't have anything that goes away. What was that conversation like? Because now you're throwing a slider. I still call it a slider. They call it sweepers what they want. It's a slider. Take us into that.
Yeah, you talk about being analytical, and Pete Mackey is just so knowledgeable when it comes to pitching, the way he can break your mechanics down, the way he can break your arsenal, the way that he can explain to you how every pitch that you throw complements each other. It's very eye-opening for me, and I've always been very open to those conversations. Like I went into the conversation with an open mind, knowing that they were explaining to me an opportunity to get better. So yeah, like you said, like I get to the Twins and I have the north with the fastball, I have the south with the curveball, and I got the east with the two-seam fastball and the changeup. But I never really had the west. I tinkered with a cutter in Miami. It was very inconsistent. Didn't have like that much movement. So once they explained to me how that could like really open up new doors for me, new opportunities to put myself in a situation where I can go with a strikeout. Put myself in a situation where like now I'm using every single part, every single inch of the plate of the zone. So like that conversation really got to me because, when like the selling point is success, like do you get into that room with that conversation with the pitching coaches, the analytics department, and like, they're showing you how you can benefit from these things. And you just have to buy into the philosophy. You have to buy into the things that they're trying to teach you and how they're trying to teach you. But yeah, like I feel like having that pitch to go that way not only helped me explore that side of the play, but then like you start having guys looking over the play, and then you can mess with like the other part of the play. Like when you have a guy looking outside a lot, then you can like come back in with the stuff that I've been doing for so long. So like then you start just like setting the tone of like how you're gonna move the ball around all around the zone.
All right, real quick, because I wanted to talk about your changeup grip. Do you have a baseball there?
I always have a baseball.
I appreciate it.
I learned that from
I know you were first pitcher since Johan Santana, who was like your idol as a kid, right? Johan, great Minnesota Twin pitcher and also Mets. Show us your changeup. But now that you're throwing this slider, and you explained it, excellent. Maybe you could show us that different grip from a curveball.
Yeah, so like my changeup is just, my usual two-seam changeup. Like it's a two-seam grip. I just move and I throw it with my middle finger and my ring finger.
Do you ever worry, Pablo, real quick? Do you ever worry holding it like that it's going to cut on you?
You know what? They say that if it cuts, the seams are catching the right way. Then it's just a matter of like either changing the ball, they say, or then just throwing it a little harder. But if you throw like a two-seam fastball or a two-seam changeup and it cuts, the seams are actually in the right position. Then you just have to like throw it harder. But it does cut sometimes, or you yank it.
That's good. That's
But
good
yeah,
stuff.
so like, it's a two-seam changeup right here. Just let the work, let the grip do it for you. Nice and loose wrist. And then the slider or sweeper, it's kind of like the changeup. It's a seam shifted wake pitch. I hold it this way, so like I'm able.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a half spike, but then you throw it hard. You don't really mess too much with your hand position. Like with a curveball, you think this way. Like with the sweeper, you like throw it, and then like the seams are gonna catch, and then like the air, the friction's gonna make it sweep or slide towards my glove side.
You guys sit there and like,
curveball-
hey, do you sit there and stretch out your fingers on the bench with the baseball?
I do that.
Those splits.
I do that a lot too.
You do.
It seems like it just seems like you're getting to parts no one else can get to.
Well, no, I don't sit and do
you're
this
a
too
split
much
finger.
because I don't throw that.
Yep.
But like I'm always
next.
just making sure that I get the right spot for my spike, like where I want it, like where I want my middle finger to be. Like I always want it to be like I want to feel the seam, but also feel some of the ball. And then the curveball's just like right on the horseshoe, and then it's all about my hand position I release. Like I tell myself that I'm gonna hit the catcher with this part of my hand, because then that puts me in the position where I can feel the ball go that way.
Pablo, honestly, they could cut this off in every coach in America. This is beautiful. I do want to add something. Based on scouting report, and it's very comprehensive, how much do you pitch to your strength, or how much do you pitch to a hitter's weakness?
I pitch more to my strengths. Early on in my career, I used to put a lot of information in my head, and the way I used to do reports was places I needed to avoid or things the hitters were good at. So that would always put me on like a negative mentality of like, okay, don't throw it here, don't throw this. Then I started doing my reports on places I can go with, or like the things I can get him out with, and then just that put me in a whole different perspective and like in a more aggressive mindset.
You got it, Pablo.
So great, man.
You got it, dude.
Hey, Pablo, we'll get you out of here on this one. I mentioned that Joe Ross is getting the start for the Brewers, and this is a game. I mean, he hasn't appeared in a big league game since August of 2021. Chris Paddock, who we saw in the bullpen last year, he's getting his first start for you guys since May of 2022. What does it mean to see him back on the mound as a starter, and what does he mean for your team moving forward?
I'm excited. Obviously, what he showed last year coming from the pen, the last 2 weeks of the season, plus the playoffs, electric. And I'd seen Paddock pitch for a while with the Padres, and, he's a completely different person when he's on the mound. Like, he's a bulldog on the mound. He competes, and, getting to really know him and interact with him during spring training, getting to watch his bullpens, like, he's very specific, very thorough with his routine, with the things that he wants to accomplish. So like I'm excited to get to see him like start a game for us for the first time in a long time, and then just to see everything he works for translating to the game. He's very specific. He wants to get better. He takes his bullpen as seriously as I've seen people. So like he's always looking to help the team and get better. So I can't wait to watch him, and then I know I'm gonna have the rest of the year to continue doing that.
All right, one more serious question. What did we go, breakfast burrito? Did we go pancakes? What did we go for breakfast today?
Today I went with 4 fried eggs over hard.
Yeah.
I went with a blueberry pancake for sure, and I get a little oatmeal action going.
Oatmeal's a scam. It's going to spike the blood sugar. You can get off.
No, but
I'm just giving him a little help.
All right.
He just changed the lives of how many kids?
A lot of kids. Hey, if you're a parent or you got a young ball player in the house, definitely just have them watch this little interview here with one of our favorites. Pablo, great stuff as always, man. We appreciate the time. Best of luck tomorrow when you get to start against the Guardians.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time.
You got it.
Pablo, what do you do for fun? I need to know. I need to know more about you.
He's pitching, Lauren.
No, it's not a good question.
I like playing pickleball, and I like flying my drone.
I like that.
Good. See, we didn't know about that.
I didn't know
We
that.
didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Pablo, thanks
Yeah.
again, man. Best of luck to you.
All right, thank you guys.
You got it.
Oh, my God.
What a sweetheart,
Seriously?
right?
I hope
He's always insightful, thoughtful, giving great answers and perspectives. Really good stuff.
He said he hopes you win Cy Young. J-Mac, do we have it? Because two people on this couch,
I know.
we picked it.
You picked it. Here it is. Check it out. This is from opening day.
I want your AL MVP and Cy Young and NL MVP and Cy Young.
I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. I'm going to go Pablo Lopez.
This is good.
I love the strikeout stuff.
I picked him too.
Did you really? He's added a sweeper, I saw. Read an awesome article on The Athletic. We're going to have to skybox that at some point.
Pablo Lopez, for me, he is a star. Last year in the postseason, he was electric, carrying that.
All right, I'm sorry. I got to add in.
This is a love fest, by the way.
I actually picked him as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we do on the show.
Who did I pick?
We love on the players.
Love on the player.
Probably some Astro.
I don't know.
No, he didn't know. He is.
It wasn't an act.
Don't say that word on this couch right now.
I wonder. We'll figure it out during the break. I'm really wondering who I picked.
It was 4 days ago.
Yeah. I don't like that. I came to see the ooze.
Is that the Baltimore accent?
Yes,
I've
it
never
is.
heard
It's all
that.
It's Delco
It's a
accent.
Delaware thing.
Home fries.
Last week, outlier JP
Obith.
Morosi said Cole Reagans is winning AL Cy Young.
Ooh, that.
And we all kind of thought, wow,
Surprising.
he's so highly hyped. Is he appropriately hyped? What have you seen?
Yes.
Okay.
What I've seen is a transformation of a guy who was a first rounder in 2016 out of high school in Tallahassee by the Texas Rangers, had 2 Tommy Johns. From 17 to 20, he didn't pitch. Now, we had COVID in 20. So to set up before the trade of Aroldis Chapman, what the Rangers thought they had was a guy that was obviously on the up. But after the 2 Tommy Johns and then coming back in 21, he was in A-ball, then finished up in AA, and then AA in 22, and then made the ascent. He was a guy that threw about 92, 93. Okay. There was a transformation after the winter of 22 going into 23 spring training with the Royals, or with the Rangers. And he jumped spike in delivery. So I want to set the tape up and understanding, if there's one thing I'm saying about this, is his velocity jump was 4 miles an hour.
Jump velocity, like weighted ball, like all
There's
that?
a lot of it. There's a lot of it. He went down to a facility in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he attributes a lot of his added velo to efficiency of his delivery. But I wanted to show this. FIP is what pitchers can control, right? The home runs, walks, hit by pitch, and that's it, right? Strikeouts. He's one of the best since last All-Star break. This is where he is. So this is why JP Morosi is saying what he's saying.
It's a good list.
So, yeah, right? I mean, this is legit, right? There you got Garrett Cole as a Cy Young Award winner. Okay, let's move forward here because I'll do a little bit of back and forth and one part of his delivery as we get into it. But, hey, Cole Reagans, this is it, folks. He went from, as I said, 92, 93s, maybe some 94s, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs since he's been with the Royals. High A. I just wanted to show some. This is in Hickory Crawdaddies here when he was in A-ball. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. This is Frisco AA. 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Action.
Delivery-wise, yes. Makes his debut in 21, so he made the ascent to AA, AAA big league. So a little bit more under control, better direction, but still, you're looking at these velocities, 92, 93. He gets traded. He goes to spring training, makes the club with the Rangers, and gets traded to the Royals. This is his debut. Now, this is a little. Stop right there, Lucas. This is a little bit. I
went from 92 to 98.
I didn't show in spring training. So after the winter of heavy ball training and using his body more efficiently and kinetic chain and all of this stuff that got him in a better position to throw the baseball harder.
Yeah.
So. Boom, go ahead and this was his debut. So we see the jump. This is crazy jump. He hits triple digits. So that was the main thing about velocity. All right, delivery. I'm going to get to a point in a delivery of showing what. Now I just took a pitch from the Rangers. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and away, and then last year,
I see it
96. Stop right here, Lucas. I'm going to need a little time right here. Back up to the. Yeah, go ahead. So. Keep moving it forward. Just go slow, please. All right, so obviously we got 22, 23. Stop right there.
Yeah, you see.
All right, so this delivery, he got to a place where you want to stay online, right? Like, come over here, Derosa.
Yeah, no.
So if you were to hit, right here, if you were to hit, I know you're on the pitcher's mound, but would you collapse to start your swing? Would you?
When you go bad, you start to like stick your nose in there, and then you lose where your barrel's at.
I know it's apples and oranges because it's hitting, but that's not a powerful position. What would be a powerful position that you're looking to
stay tall? Your upper half to stay tall, so your swing can work around you.
All right, so
I see him like crouching.
Give me a click here, Lucas. Watch his head with the leg right there. Okay, stop. It's not so much about the stick because you want to get into your legs. All right, so back up to the clicks again. If you could, okay. So now just pay attention to this, how it doesn't collapse, right?
Yes.
So there's a whole linear thing here that you want to go from your ankle to your calf, to your knee, to your glute, everything to stay in line so that it's more powerful. Stay tall. Go ahead, move it. And he's a little bit more online, right? So he's getting into his glute, he's getting into his lower half better. So this is the efficiency of the kinetic chain, right? Okay, now get to the release point. Back up 1 point. Okay, good. So this has always been, I don't know if you could tell, but there's a little bit more of a peel. So he basically goes this way, he was going this way, and then when he gets back up, he kind of loses it because he gets further out to get to this high release point. Because he's always a high-low guy. And like our interview, he's always had a good changeup. He was a fastball changeup guy. Go ahead and play it. So it doesn't sound like much to people out there, but when you get to a place where you feel stronger and you are more efficient, I'm coming down the mound stronger, I'm using this as opposed to leaking and losing it a little bit. It's the proverbial punch, right?
Yeah.
If you were to like nail somebody, would you nail him like this?
Exactly.
Would you stay behind it?
It's very similar to talking about hitting. It's the exact same thing. Do you want to lean in like this, or do you want to deliver the best flow to the baseball?
StatCast, Google, Cloud. All right. So I know I'm beating it up right now, but that's
a crazy jump, though.
Right. So, man, he maintained this, because he's got the bully fastball. He's got the, you can't hit this. All right, so there's the jump.
There's a couple lefties with him.
It's crazy. He added a slider. He's always had a fastball change curve, mess with a cutter. Go ahead and play it. I just wanted to show actually what he has as far as his pitches, right? So here it is. We're talking about it. 98 cheese, see you later. There's nothing cute about it.
Can you pause real quick? I know you got to rush here.
Even there, twice there, but hold that thought. Cheese ball down the middle, swing and miss.
You threw this hard.
I threw hard, yeah.
You can miss when you throw this
Totally, which is why we want those arms.
Yes.
We're impressed with not just lighting up a radar gun in a stadium and go, ooh, you can make mistakes. This is a perfect example. He wanted a high fastball. It's off the plate, and it's 97.
See you later.
And it's swing and miss. It's a cheese ball down the middle, swing and miss. Go ahead.
92, you can't pitch like that.
This has been his bread and butter. And I love pitchers. If you got a changeup and you trust it and you can throw it, boy, there's a lot you could do with that. Great arm speed. So you got the 97s upstairs and the 86, 87. This is a pitch he added. He's added a slider since with the Royals.
Everything.
Yeah, no, and this
looks good.
And it's a confident look, right? And he's got the big curveball, which he's had. He's always had the curve and the change. Man, it's
got Salvi behind the dish, guiding him through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so do I think that this guy we could be talking about in top 5 at the end of the year? Yeah. And the stuff plays out. This is a swing and miss. This is what people look for, right? There's a lot of swing and miss there. You could get a lot of swing and miss. Pavetta is the only one right there with him with these swing and misses, but the 5 types on the bottom there since last year. It's great. He's
you saw it.
Yeah, stay tall, be strong, and then utilize a lot of kids. If I get a chance for one last second, when I look at deliveries from little leaguers to high school, college, right on up, right? Be logical with your body. I'm starting my delivery from the ground, right? We're on the ground, and when you get out of that, think about how do I become efficient to utilize the big muscles to go down the mound. There's a physics to this. Yeah. And if I deviate with that, I'm losing the energy to not have this direction of where I'm trying to throw it. I'm trying to throw right at the camera. Do I want to go this way? Some guys do because they don't throw hard enough. They want some sink. Stay on as long as you can and use your lower half.
I love it.
Yeah.
Use your lower half.
Lose your lower half.
Hey.
Roflo, when your thumbs get tired, think about using your lower half.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, Al. You don't have to tell me. I know the importance of the lower half. All right, when we come back, it's the first edition of Hashtagging Up in the early parts of 2024. Ooh, Shohei Ohtani and his new teammate facing off. We've got details on that when we come back. We got some feedback here. This from Carly. Lucas prepping and stretching whenever Al is on. Yes, that's right. Lucas and the entire control room has to be locked in when Al Leiter's.
There is a speed bump on the front. There is a speed bump on the front. There is a speed bump on the front. There is a speed bump on the front.